Which one is iPhone and which one is Samsung? Can you tell? What about here? And how about this one? It's getting harder and harder to tell, right? Today we're comparing cameras of iPhone 17 Pro Max versus Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, two of the best smartphone cameras you can get right now. I'll leave timestamps below if you want to jump to specific sections, and for more tech reviews and comparisons like this, subscribe. Let's start with the main camera. We've got 48 megapixel sensor on iPhone 17 Pro Max and 200 megapixel sensor on Galaxy S25 Ultra. Both take excellent photos, but they have different looks. Samsung goes for more vibrant and colorful style, while iPhone stays neutral. By default, Samsung shoots at 12 megapixels, while the iPhone captures at 48 megapixels. So if we zoom in, iPhone actually keeps more fine detail in default mode. But if we switch to Samsung's 50 megapixel mode, the difference becomes minimal. And when we enable full 200 megapixel mode on the S25 Ultra, you can definitely see that extra detail kick in. Perfect if you want to crop in later. But when zoomed in, it's more obvious on Samsung, the post-processing that's going on. Moving to the telephoto lenses, the iPhone 17 Pro Max has 48 megapixel 4x optical camera, while Samsung has dual telephoto setup with 3x and 5x lenses. At 2x, both look excellent. Clean, detailed, and well exposed. At 3x, Samsung pulls ahead slightly thanks to its dedicated 3x lens, while iPhone crops in from 1x. At 4x though, iPhone's 4x optical camera kicks in, while Samsung uses digital zoom from the 3x. From 5x all the way to 8x or even 10x, both perform really well. There's a small difference in focal lengths, even though at the same zoom level, iPhone's frame looks a bit tighter, but it's not a big deal. Once you go beyond 10x, Samsung's advantage becomes clear. It can zoom in all the way to 100x, while iPhone maxes out at 40x. At 40x, Samsung produces sharper and more usable results, though of course both rely on processing at this point. On the ultra-wide side, both deliver fantastic images. Samsung's is more vibrant, while iPhone continues its more natural look. iPhone's ultra-wide is 48 megapixels, while Samsung lets you choose between 12 megapixels and 50 megapixel mode. Both look great and you can confidently use either. Portrait mode is very good on both. Edge detection is excellent and both phones handle subject separation very well. As always, colors are where you'll notice the difference. Sometimes I prefer Samsung and sometimes I prefer iPhone. That's because Samsung's colors are inconsistent, even in very similar shots. Here on Samsung, shadows are crushed, while a few seconds later, this shot using the same lens and everything, shadows are way brighter. While on the iPhone, both shots look the same. Now the selfie cameras. The iPhone 17 Pro Max has new 18 megapixel center stage camera, and unlike traditional rectangular sensors, this one is square. That means that not only the selfies can go very wide, but also you can basically take landscape selfies while holding phone vertically, and vice versa. When you turn on the selfie mode, the iPhone's framing is a bit tighter than the Samsung's by default, but the magic happens when you go wide, or turn on the horizontal mode. In my opinion, it's one of the best updates this year. In terms of color, Samsung gives you usual punchier tones, while iPhone gives a bit neutral. Dynamic range seems slightly better on the iPhone, and also I've noticed that Samsung adds a subtle blue tint in some shadows. In low light, the iPhone's photos are usually cleaner with less noise, while Samsung stands to introduce a bit more grain, especially noticeable in the sky here. However, in low light, Samsung delivers better dynamic range. It retains more detail in bright areas and highlights. And when it comes to the moonshots, well, yeah, Samsung still does its magic. I know it's AI processing, but it still feels impressive every time. One thing to mention, because of the new camera layout on iPhone, the flash is placed further from the lenses, which can cause more shadows in the flash photography. You can certainly see that here, there's more shadow cast on the right side. I've seen some complaints on the internet and I thought I'd mention it. Low light portrait mode looks great on both, but here iPhone adds a bit more saturation and Samsung keeps it more neutral, but edge detection and blur itself looks good on both. Moving into low light selfies, again iPhone tends to have more saturation here than Samsung. Samsung seems to do some face smoothing or noise reduction, even with beauty mode turned off. It cleans up the image, but also removes a bit of detail on my face. The iPhone, on the other hand, keeps more skin texture and looks more realistic to how it was really there. And now let's talk about video. And here is when I lean towards the iPhone. Both take fantastic videos, but Samsung does tend to have a slightly over-sharpened digital look. The iPhone's footage looks more natural. Here, for example, both clips look great, but notice how the iPhone keeps that vibrant blue while maintaining the smooth detail. And if we zoom in, Samsung has obvious over-sharpening artifacts. And the dynamic range is also better on iPhone, as you can see in the highlights here. This is how the front-facing video looks. This is iPhone 17 Pro Max, and this is Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And you're also listening to internal microphones of both phones, and I'm going to be switching between them, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is how front-facing video looks during low light. This is iPhone 17 Pro Max, and this is Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. This is how portrait selfie looks during low light. This is Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and this is iPhone 17 Pro Max. As for the portrait video, Samsung returns to more saturated look. On the iPhone you can see more details in the shadows, and overall I like how the iPhone looks a little bit more. But iPhone still gets those annoying lens reflections that Apple should have fixed by now. It's a shame because you get this high quality video, and in some shots it's ruined by this lens reflections moving around the shot. Both phones have their unique video advantages. On iPhone you get ProRes and ProRes RAW recording, which gives you much more flexibility in post-production to achieve the look that you want. You do need an external SSD to record ProRes RAW, and you need to do some post-processing workflow, but if you're serious about mobile filmmaking, that's an amazing feature to have. Samsung, on the other hand, offers 8K video recording and full manual control in Pro mode, which you can find in Samsung's native camera app. 8K video is very underrated in my opinion. Colors and sharpness are amazing, and of course in being 8K video, you have a lot of flexibility to zoom in and reframe the shot in the post. At the end of the day, both of these are very capable camera phones. Even though the photos on the iPhone are better than the previous models, for the photos overall, I lean towards Samsung, while videos I prefer on iPhone. These are my opinions, and let me know yours in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more.